plaster it with something nice and make yourself feel like, oh, I cannot love again, because love is the most beautiful feeling. I feel like it's the most beautiful feeling.
Yeah,
it is so good to be in love.
Yeah.
And I know that everyone has their peace on earth.
Yeah.
And if we just let our hearts loose, because by someone saying I cannot love again, sometimes they're speaking out of no hope at all.
Welcome to Love Notes with William Clarks. This is a space where we believe that love is not just a feeling. Love is the foundation, love is the healer, and love is the pivot thing on planet. And today we are exploring only one truth, and that is love is the pivot. And of course, to help me explore all this, I have a very amazing friend in studio with me that is going to help us. This person is going to speak to your hearts, is going to speak to your stories. She's the CEO and founder of Nitah Crochets. Her work has featured in the leading creative programs like the DNA by the British Council and also Boldian. And so I just want to introduce her to you. Please say hi to the people.
Hi guys, my name is Anitah Nairuku, a creative entrepreneur and mother, and I'm so happy to be here.
Alright, you are welcome for this show.
Thank you.
And of course, before we go into this whole topic that we are talking about, I really want to appreciate my sponsors, Media Challenge Initiative, for believing in this movement, in this cause, that love is not just content, it is something that the world is really hungry for. And I want to send my great appreciation to Media Challenge Initiative, for investing in such a platform. Alright, not to waste a lot of time, Anitah, love is not just something that we all know that many people are involved in.
Right.
It just goes beyond that.
Right.
And so today, I want you to give me a story. We say that love conquers it all, but it's not really easy to believe that.
Right.
So I want you to tell me what has been your testing moment in this particular life of yours concerning love. What has been that testing moment in your life concerning love?
I think besides having love in relationship, and having love as in friendship, I think I've had all sorts of trying moments in both sectors. I think the most interesting part is in relationships, so I'll just give you that. I have been in a long-term relationship, and I have learned truly that there are times when you just need faith to get through it, because we imagine that we're not perfect.
True.
And so are our significant others. They're not perfect as well.
That is true.
So I have gone through a trying time where I felt like every day was not meant to have me living with this person. Every day there is no communication. Either there is no, you can communicate, but someone is not picking what you're trying to communicate. Or someone is not even being accountable for everything they have done. Or what you have done yourself, you're also not trying to be accountable. So you find that you have these forces, everyone is trying to be right. You also want to prove that you're right in what you're trying to say, and they also want to prove they are right in what they're trying to say.
That's true.
And I've really learned that as much as communication is very vital, it's really not as easy to communicate in the long run. So sometimes we just dwell on the hope of this is a moment of trial. If we stick together, we are going to get through it. But if we just keep cracking ourselves open, we are going to fall apart.
That's true.
So I've really had, and surprisingly, those moments are not short. It can go for months where you guys are always like arguing every day, and you're carrying the negativity into the next day because your brain is wiring itself into, I am probably going to argue with this person even today.
Yeah, that's true.
I am also going to argue. I'm expecting an argument even tomorrow. So when you don't get it, you're expecting it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the negativity that we carry into our minds also spoils the good things that we already have. And you find that it's what is playing into the actions and everything that is going to sabotage the relationship. So yeah.
Okay. I understand. I want you to share with me a little bit in your journey of love and all that, because I know one thing, you are a mother. You are one of the young mothers we have in this nation, Uganda. And I'm very sure there's been that point in your life where you felt hurt or really down. So I want you to share with the people, what has been that moment like in your life where you really felt hurt or really down?
I've had that moment, honestly, and I think for the I'm not really going to be very particular of what it was, but I think the aftermath of that moment led me to feel like, had I known alcohol, it would have felt better if I'm going through this pain with probably non-sober. So you're trying to make sure that you're not going through that pain in a sober state of mind. So I feel like heartbreak and heartache are things that drive us crazy and drive us to like the edge. And if you just don't watch what is happening to you in that state, you're either going to come out with so much rage, with so much anger, and with so much resentment.
That is true.
And I think that's where it is so hard to get out of, because you can carry that on and on and on. So I've had that moment, and it wasn't really easy, for real. It wasn't easy. It was so hard.
Amazing. So you know, like I said, people don't want to believe this particular truth that love is the pivot thing on this planet Earth. And you know, the moment you win in love, you can win in every aspect of your life. You can win in your home, you can win in your workplace, you can win in the world. But people have failed to understand that. And you know, with all these things that come with love, of course there are always fights, there are pushbacks and all that. And then having an understanding that love is the pivot thing on planet Earth, what do you have to tell the people out there that, okay, this is the truth we are living with? And through love and healthy relationships, we know that this world can become a better place. So, what has been your shifting moment in life where, okay, there are those fights, there are all those pushbacks. So what has been the shifting moment for you where you're like, okay, all this is there, but then, you know, I need to up my game. I need to fix this. I need to make this work. Because at the end of the day, it still has to work. So what has been that shifting moment in your life where you're like, this thing has to work because, you know, we have to live with it.
So it goes back to the point that I said that we are not perfect. So knowing exactly that you're not perfect, you have to make what you have work. And my shifting point was, first of all, arguments, fights, everything surrounding that is so draining. Even when you just argue with your significant other and you know that the both of you are not on the same page, it is so draining. And so exhausting, and later on to live with it, and you guys are arguing every day and every day. So it gets so draining, and for me, knowing exactly that I am tired of being in this state of this is happening every day and we are not even working towards making finding better solutions for everything.
Yeah.
I think for me that was my turning point, and I thought I need to find either it is me being vulnerable, because when you go through so much pain, at some point you become like a log.
Yeah.
You're not letting the other person be vulnerable to you, and you're also not letting yourself be vulnerable because you're scared not to be understood.
Yeah.
And you have gone through all those sessions, and you're just now trying to reopen yourself and put down the fence that you have, you know, built so high.
True.
So you're putting it down so you can let in some air. You can let in this person, receive them once again, putting everything aside.
Yeah.
And learning that even if you close this, whatever you're going to start after this, you're still going to go through the same thing.
Yeah.
And whoever you're going to start this with, the next person you're going to start this with is also not perfect. So they're going to have their own flaws.
Yeah.
And you also have to relearn them and go through the same, you know. So
yeah, that takes me back to a saying that, you know, the more you keep living with someone, or the more you keep living with people, you get to appreciate each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes it's just a season, like it's just this wind that is going to either blow you apart,
Yeah.
or you're just going to stand still and let the wind pass.
Yeah,
you
true.
know. So sometimes it's just a wave, and if you learn to know that this is a wave and it's going to later on pass, you can still stick together even when you just don't feel like you're this close. But at least you're trying to make sure that whatever is broken, you're not picking up the pieces, but you're just building on blossoming something new out of what is left.
Wow.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow, that is really so encouraging. And so you know, the fact that, you know, we be in a relationship, and you know, you don't do a relationship alone. You can't do love alone.
Obviously, yeah.
For you to experience love, you have to do it with the other person. And most times people feel like, okay, when this is getting overwhelming, when it's beyond me, you know, it's up there, you don't understand anything at all. And then you feel like, okay, I think I should, you know, just leave out this. I think I should, you know, stay away from this. But we can't run away from it. And so for someone out there who's watching, you know, who feels like they can't be in love anymore, they can't do love anymore, you know, that discouraged, have been having heartbreaks, and they say that me and love, we are not like this, like it passes the other side, also pass this side, not forgetting it is the pivot thing. It is the center of everything. So for someone out there, what would you really, what do you have to say for someone out there to believe in love again, to embrace what is called love?
So I feel like everyone has their own time of healing. Some people don't actually want to confess that I am going through healing and I am still hurt. So sometimes we make decisions out of times when we are still hurt, we are still carrying resentment, we still have anger, we still have past trauma, and we are carrying that on. And I feel like everyone needs to find their way of healing, rather than trying to plaster it with something nice and make yourself feel like, oh, I cannot love again, because love is the most beautiful feeling. I feel like it's the most beautiful feeling. It is so good to be in love. And I know that everyone has their you know, their peace on earth. And if we just let our hearts loose, because by someone saying I cannot love again, sometimes they're speaking out of no hope at all. And I feel like life requires us hope. And life requires us faith. Love itself requires us faith.
That's true.
So I feel like if people can try to heal from past traumas and try to re-embrace probably new relationships, we don't have to judge whether someone is still in their past relationship or they have gone past it. But in whichever way, if you heal, I feel like you receive love differently and you become positive about stuff. So yeah, if we heal, we can heal the world. So let us heal and let us not keep ourselves in this thing of I can't love again, because I feel like more so us women are so swindled by money.
Yeah.
We tend to be very patient about so many things when it comes to employment, money, financial service, anyway, let me say financial stuff. But when it comes to actual things that make us like love, family and everything, we try to feel like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that.
You tend to ignore it, and yet it is very important.
Right, and it later catches up with you, because when you go back to bed and you feel so lonely, you need someone to share your vulnerability with.
That is
you
true.
need someone with whom you can physically feel safe.
Yeah.
You need someone with whom you can open up to, and you know, it is just something you cannot skip for real, for real.
You can't run away from it.
So even the people that say, I cannot love, I cannot do that, I know when they get that moment of silence, they're wishing they have that company, that warmth, that love carries with it. So I feel like if we heal, we are in a better state of making better decisions, more so with life, rather than feeling that we cannot love, we can't procreate, we can't have family, we cannot, you know. Yes, so.
Wow. Wow. That is a very, very amazing story over there.
Thank you.
And also really encouraging. You know, people tend to run away from love.
Right.
But love wins.
Yeah.
Like really.
It does.
I always tell
so
people that love wins.
And it is so peaceful.
Yeah. If people only would understand that love, if we have good, healthy relationships, we can make this world a better place. Because I feel like everything we struggle with, it is just comes from one thing, that is love. Do you understand that even when you go to work, you go for class, like let's say you go for anything, and you are not mentally okay with something called love, you cannot be productive in anything that you're doing.
And I know, like, everything starts from home. What you're going to have at home is probably what you're going to carry to work. It's probably what you're going to carry through your day. It's what you are probably most likely to carry into your friendship, your friendships. So I feel like if we have what's the most fundamental, which is love, and more so in the spaces that we live in, I think we can groom better children, we can groom better friends, better friendships, we can groom better workspaces, we can, honestly,
Wow. And like Anitah's just said, you know, when we talk about love, most people think only it's relationships, like romantic kind of relationships and all that. But friends, I'm here to remind you that love is a wide thing. You can do it with your friends, you can do it with family, you can do it like with everyone at your workspaces. If you don't have this aspect called love, it is one thing that is going to really throw you down as a human being. But when we get to embrace this thing called love, have healthy relationship with our friends, with our family, with our partners, and with everyone around us, the world will become a better place. And just to remind you people, my good people, that this show is sponsored by Media Challenge Initiative. I want to appreciate them so much for, you know, believing in this movement, that together with Love Notes, we are starting a revolution of love, that love can make this world a better place. And I want to send a big shout out to MCI for believing in such a platform and for investing in such a platform, knowing that love can make this world a better place. Anitah, any last words for us as we wrap up this show? This beautiful conversation.
Oh God, this is going to be so. Last remarks. So in regards to love, for as long as we are loving for friendship, loving for relationship, loving for family members, or anything in the universe, let's make great communication key. Let's make faith key. Oh my God, faith is pivotal in everything that we do. And let's also learn to understand that we are not perfect, and we are not going to meet perfect people. they don't actually exist. So let's learn to live with each other and love each other more and more, and love will spread out to the world. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Anitah, for joining us in this show. Just to remind you people that Anitah here, she is the founder of Nitah Crochets, Uganda, and she's doing a very amazing work there. And she's also one of the mothers we have here in Uganda, and she believes that through love and healthy relationships, the world can become a better place. So friends, to remind you before we wrap up this beautiful conversation that this show is sponsored by MCI Media Challenge Initiative. They believe that through love and healthy relationships, the world can become a better place. And I want to appreciate MCI so much. And don't forget, this is Love Notes with William Clarks. Together, we are setting a revolution of love. And we believe that through love and healthy relationship, the world can become a better place. Love you all and see you next time. Bye-bye.